Welcome back, everybody. Today, I am joined by Mini Kirby with the Kirby beanie, and we are going to go over a new way to train champions, in my opinion, that was brought to me by Kurzad, one of the members in the Discord. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. There'll be a description down below. But this is a new farming tip where you can get max levels, max masteries at the same time quicker than you would normally. So normally everyone knows you go to 12-3 brutal, you throw it on, you have your farmer, you throw in a bunch of champions you want to farm, and that's how you get food. Now this isn't how to necessarily get food, but this is to train up the champions that you already have that you're going to be using. So say you just pull a Siffy, shout out to Burrito Slayer, but say you just pull a Siffy, right? And you know you're going to need her 6-star, you know you're going to need max masteries on her, and that can take a while. I say max masteries for a champion takes a very long time, up to 4,000 energy, I've been told, per champion. So here's a new tip that I've learned that you can use. Say you have multiple champions that you want to, like here we have Gnarlhorn, we have Painkeeper, we have Tree, and this other person. And there's multiple ways I'm going to show you how to do this. But for the most part, I'm going to show you Septimus doing it, and then I'm going to show you an easier, more free-to-play friendly version. Stuttering on my words today, but based off of while I let this play, I'll explain it. So pretty much we need masteries on all these champions, scrolls, and Septimus is fully booked, fully mastered out. So I'm going to let this run, and I'm going to go over some of the stats. So on average, if you're using Deliana's really good, Kael's really good, or Septimus. Rhonda could be used. You can use Duchess, you can use Wukong, anyone with really good AoE, or as you see, being able to attack multiple times. But on average, you're going to spend 2,100 energy, and you're going to get full masteries. If you have no energy, it's about 640 gems. It's going to take about 150 runs. You want to make sure you have an XP banner on. You're going to get 20k XP per champion, and you're going to get about 7,400 silver per run. So in total, you're going to get, what, 3 million XP, you're going to get about 1 million silver, and you're going to get your max masteries. Now, you can do this with just a Kael or Deliana if you do pull a Deliana, but what you're going to be looking for is you're going to need at least 120 accuracy. You're going to need 100% crit damage. You're going to need 200 plus speed. And another thing you're going to need is all of the attack and crit damage you can pump in. So I just showed it what it looks like with Septimus, and as you see, it really didn't take that long. And as you see, we're building masteries up. So I'm gonna take Septimus out, this absolute powerhouse, and I'm gonna push down to Kael. Whoa, if I could spell. And we're gonna put Kael in, okay? And then I'll go over the stats of what Kael has after this. So we're gonna do another run. And this one's obviously going to take longer, but this does go to show you that you can train up 4 champions, as you see here. They've gotten all to 6 stars, and then we're just kind of bumping up the masteries now. The best thing about this is since you can solo minnow with just Kael, you can train them up from level 1. So level 1 4-star, or correction, level 1 5-star. You move them up to level 50. They're getting all the masteries. Boom. Then you push it up to level 60. Now, if you have a bunch of 6-stars that are level 1, you can grind up 4 champions up to level 60 while getting all the masteries for the champions. And I think it's just a new way to, I feel like I've never done it this way. I'm pretty much pay to win at this point, and I'm on my way to being a whale. I'm a little guppy still, I believe, but I would just spend gems on these, spend gems on them. I've done it once where I've grinded masteries for 4 champions that were already 6-star, and oh my gosh, it took forever. But if I just did this on a champion training where you need the levels, the masteries, you can kind of do it together. So while you use campaign farming to pretty much get all your food, to star up all your champions, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, etc., we can now use Minnow as a way to level them up and get masteries at the same time. So instead of going to campaign and throwing in, hey, I need to get this guy to, level 50, and then I'll upgrade him, etc., you can now just use Minnow to pretty much hit 2 birds, 1 stone. That way you can pretty much get all the masteries on the champion that you're going to need, as well as pushing them up to the level, 50, 6-starring them, and then pushing them up to level 60. So this is something I'm going to utilize a lot more. I feel like my minnow is around this time, around 150, maybe a little less. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I use at least 2 or 3 champions. And if I had one champion that can solo minnow, then I can pretty much train 4 champions. I think this is also goes to show that a lot of people have RTAC who can solo Dragon 20, right? Dragon stage 20, and then you put in 4 food champions. So during tournaments like Dragon, RTAC can be in there while training up champions. And I feel like Raid is all about efficiency, something I need to work on myself, but this is just another way to be efficient, right? We're grinding out minnow, grinding out a dungeon. We're getting masteries for 4 different champions. We're getting levels for 4 different champions. And that, I think, in itself is pretty much what Raid is. The difference between doing this by, getting each one of these guys to 6-star in the campaign compared to just doing it all in minnow, how long is it going to, let's just say it takes 50 runs to do that. You're going to have to use another 50 runs here to do this. And as you see, we're getting levels and we're getting scrolls. And as you see, Kael did pretty much all of the damage. PK did do some, but the rest, they're not really doing anything. Obviously, Kael could have soloed that, and that just goes to show you how good this really is. Now, there are, like I said, a lot of other champions you can use. So there's Kael, Septimus, you can use Rhonda, you can use Wukong here, you can use Deliana here, and for the most part, you just solo through and grind through it. Now, I will say his fastest time is 19 seconds. Now, I don't know what team he used for that, but again, we're on average, I say it looked like 2 minutes each run, and you're getting the levels and the masteries, and you can kind of double dip. I think this will help a lot of people that aren't doing this, because I never thought of this, I guess, myself. I just use gems, but I think it's a really good idea, and maybe that'll help you guys grind a little bit more. But that's all I got for you guys today. As always, until next time, guys, Senpai out.